Welcome to Coach Talk. Hi, Dave.
LJ, hello.
I bet you to it.
You did, I hit the record button and you just did the Le Mans start for the race car. You ran and you took off. You
That's
went bang.
how we roll.
You hit the ball out of the park.
Hi, everyone. I hope that you've had an amazing week and we look forward to sharing this week's topic with you. So, Dave, are you going to lead me down another amazing garden path?
I am. I'm going to read something to you and I would love once again your perspective on this whole topic. And I love this topic. It's something I just looked at recently and thought, we need to just have a very quick chat about this.
We've got a couple of shout-outs before we do that, haven't we?
Go.
Goose. We promised we'd do a shout-out to a friend of ours, Goose, who's actually given us, I actually call him Merlin just so that, yes, it's a whole Top Gun thing, but that's okay. Yeah. There's a whole backstory that we are not sharing on air. But what an amazing character he is, and he recently did some promo stuff with us.
He did.
And we really value his expertise, and I promised him this morning that we would do a massive shout-out. So, hey, Goose.
Yeah, Goose is great. He did some photos for us.
Should I say, hey, Merlin?
Merlin, which one you want to pick? He did some photos, a lot of stuff for our branding for Coach Talk, and great guy.
Great guy. Amazing sense of humour.
He's got a great sense of humour. So we ended up having our photo shoot, and then we had lunch together afterwards.
Was it lunch or was it dinner?
I don't know what it was. It was something, but it was lovely. And we just caught up and had a great day together, all three of us. And
it was really fun.
Yeah, it was just, he's one of our people.
What truck's like?
Like a truck's like. But yeah, he's a good guy. And Goose is love you a long time. Good guy.
I digress, but thank you for allowing me to remember the shout out, because I have to do them while I remember. Sometimes I'm a bit goldfishy, but that's okay.
No worries at all.
Hit me with it. What are we talking about today for our amazing listeners?
I want to read something out. And this is something I put on my Facebook page many, many years ago, and I'll put it up on the website. It's just a caption I recovered that I think is still very relevant today, and we can unpack it a little bit just after it. So I termed it Love Your Birthday Candles. So love your birthday candles, and I wrote, this is 3 years ago, children love blowing out their birthday candles. They'll boast about their age to anyone who will listen, unlike adults in Western culture who fear getting old. Eastern cultures see aging like children do, as an achievement. Aging is a part of life. Go with it instead of fighting it. It's less work that way and may even help you look younger. And there's a quote I put in at the bottom, and it says, aging can be fun if you lay back and enjoy it. And that was quoted by Clint Eastwood.
That's a good quote.
It's a great quote. So we talked earlier this morning, just you and I, about getting old or getting older and how people perceive aging. I love this topic, and I would like you to give me your ideas and perspective on and what you think about people that age and get older and how they think about it and how you think about it.
Well, this is such a good topic because we were also talking about my beautiful dad.
Yeah.
So to most of us, our parents are just our parents, regardless of how their age, like years.
Yeah.
Yeah, years. There is a term for it. Goldfish again. My beautiful dad is 84 years old, but he's just my dad. And recently he decided that he had things to do in life and things to achieve, so he booked himself on a cruise by himself at 84. And saw the most amazing thing. He's learnt to master his phone and take spectacular photos.
Yeah.
He gets back then and goes, oh, it's a bit cold here, so I think I'll take myself to Phuket. So he jumped on a plane and went to Phuket at 84 by himself. And I just see him as my very, very capable dad, and I forget the fact that when people say, how old is your dad? And I go, oh, he's 84. It's nothing to me. But my friends go, wow, my parents or grandparents for some of my younger people, they go, they're not even in their late 60s, 70s, and all they do is sit on the couch. Or their quality of life. And there's different reasons, and please remember I'm speaking very generically and very general. There's different reasons why people decline in different ways. But it's amazing. I think it comes down to a mindset thing. Because my dad's mindset is, I can, so I will, regardless of whether it's painting his house and climbing ladders with drives me nuts because I worry about him. Or whether it's jumping on a cruise or going on a plane or deciding to hitch up his caravan and go for a drive. He's still a very, very capable driver. But I love that his attitude is embrace life. My numbers slow me a little, but it doesn't mean I have to stop living.
Yeah. I like that. For me, there seems to be a problem with some people with the number 9. And what I mean by that is I've had a few conversations lately with people that I know, and I had one recently where a girl said to me, I'm 29 and I'm dreading turning 30. I'm really dreading turning 30. Oh my God. And she was serious. There was a serious conversation about this. There was someone else that I spoke to recently, a guy, and he was 39, and he said exactly the same thing. I'm 39 and I'm getting so old now, so old. I'm almost turning 40 and I'm dreading when I turn 40.
Yeah.
There's this thing about the 9 coming up to the next decade. Why do you think people worry about getting older?
It's the importance that they place on it. It's not what comes after 9, 10, a new decade. If you want to place that much importance on the next decade being a negative, of course, that's how you're going to see it.
Yeah.
My theory, and I share this openly, is you add your numbers together, you never really get older than 12 or 3.
Yeah.
And my mindset and my playfulness and my youthful exuberance for life has always been that way. So I encourage you, if you've got a problem with your age, add your numbers together and then go, I'm only 3, I'm only 4, I'm only 5, and start to approach your life with that mindset, because you'll enjoy it so much more. It doesn't mean you don't have responsibilities, but embrace the opportunity to live, not exist. And we've had this conversation before on one of the podcasts. Yeah,
we have. I've worked with people and dealt with people in coaching other forms of business that are a lot younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
I had somebody say to me recently, and they would have been easily 20 plus years younger than me. They said, how do you feel being your age? And honestly, I could honestly look at this person. I said to him, I'm really happy where I'm at. I love my age. I love where I'm at. I like what I'm doing in my life. I'm actually happy. And his reply was, I don't know how you can do what you do when I'm your age. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's just so old. And like, he was really calling me really old because he's a young fella. But I'm actually happy where I'm at. And it's an honest, truthful answer. I love where I'm at. I love my age. I love getting older because it doesn't change what I do or how I do things. I still love my life and I love new experiences and all of this sort of stuff. It's a mindset.
Absolutely.
For some reason, he thinks that getting older and climbing that ladder where you're on paper your years increase, his world is going to come crashing down. And I just wonder why people fear so much getting older. I don't get it, because I know you as well. You love and we're not dinosaurs, LJ. Like, we're still not that old.
God,
but
no. Like, I started car racing only a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I love it. I absolutely love it.
You don't fear getting older.
Do you know what? Getting older is a privilege, because I've lost friends when I was little through tragedy, and I've lost friends who were sick, and I nearly lost my own life. It's like, I'm very, very lucky to be here, and one day I'll share a little bit more about my journey. Like, for me personally, growing older is such a privilege because I'm on life too. I was granted another opportunity at life, and most of us don't get the opportunity to have a second bite at life, and yet we waste the first one.
Yeah.
We really do. We waste the first one, sweating and holding on to things that, in the grand scheme of when you knock on the door and you reflect back on your world, you just go, why did I worry about that?
Yeah.
You're so caught up in your own head, and I'm just saying that generically again, that we get so caught up in our own head around the stuff that ultimately does not matter. Getting older is a privilege because so many people don't get to. You look at our grandparents or even our great-grandparents. Most of them got conscripted to war. many of the people one or two generations above you and I, they didn't even get to see their 20s because they either had sickness, famine, in terms of like when the world fell apart, as far as, what do they call that, depression, World War.
Yeah.
Every birthday should be a celebration, not because you're turning a number, but because you get another opportunity to live.
Yeah, yeah. There was a quote by a philosopher years ago, and I can't remember who it was. What's coming to mind for me, it might have been Lao Tzu, a Chinese philosopher, I think, but I'm not 100%, so don't quote me on it. But the quote was similar to, we have two lives. We have the life we are currently living, and then we have the second life is when we realise that we only have one life.
True.
And I like that because it's quite meaningful that when you realise you just have one life, you start to live. And you live how you want to live, and you do what you like, and you live true to yourself. I think it's a great quote. I can't remember exactly who it was.
It's a great quote.
Yeah, but and for people out there listening, I would love people to contact us, and especially some of the, inverted commas, the older generation or the oldies. I would like some of the older people to contact us on our website and actually let you and I know how their life is and how great it is at their current age. I would love to hear experiences and just even short stories about how they... I mean, look at your dad, for example, and I know your dad pretty well.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He's got some great stories,
what he does, and he's still... It's what he does. I won't go into intricacies, but he's an amazing, adventurous person.
I'm pretty lucky.
You're very lucky. I would love to hear from some people that are in an older generation about how they are loving their life and living their life and what they do, because I think there are so many role models out there with people that are battle scarred because they carry with them their whole life and their experience, their knowledge, what they've been through, their stories. They've got wisdom beyond so many of us that they could pass on to a younger generation.
Oh, yes.
We could get like the ball rolling here, couldn't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in primary school, and my great-grandmother on my mum's side, she died at 103, but I remember interviewing her. So she saw, and this is what I mean by experience and the wealth of knowledge and that we actually don't tap into that saves ourselves so much grief. So the older generation like going to the Encyclopedia Britannica, only they've got real world and they're able to make the words jump off the page. She'd seen Federation of Australia. She had seen electricity. She'd seen depression. She'd seen wars.
Yeah.
She'd seen the Roaring '40s and all the really cool things and the development of music and of swing and I remember she used to watch things like Jaws, and she thought it was hilarious because for her growing up it was a novelty to watch things on TV. The stuff she could pack into a lifetime, the man on the moon, and then the challenges, and that whole growth of mankind. She saw that in 103 years.
Yeah, it's a lot of experience in that.
It's an amazing experience, and when I look back and I reflect on that, so that was when I was a kid, and I was in awe of that now. And when I look and I tap into my dad and I have a chat about his life, as you and I have both done, and we have a bit of a giggle with some of the things he's done, you just forget that anybody you know who's older than you, is going to have an amazing ability to give you signposts and guidance around situations that might save you time and energy and worry.
Yeah. I like it. I don't fear aging. I don't.
It's a mindset.
Yeah. I make the best of every day. I love what I do. There'll be challenging days like everybody else. It doesn't matter what age you are, but you don't suddenly hit a number and you curl up like an insect on the ground and just start waving your legs and die and go, that's it, I can't do anymore. You can always achieve every day until you...
And yet, sadly, we both know people who have hit a certain age and actually gone, oh, my life's over.
Yeah.
Admittedly, when I turned 30, I remember thinking, oh, my God, 30? because when I was little, my recollection of the last person I knew that turned that age, they go, oh, my life was over. So I went, oh my God, I'm turning 30. My life must be over now.
Just for the listeners, that was a long time ago.
Oh, be nice.
Oh my God.
Actually, that's not even true because I'm a life 2.0, so I'm only 6. It's all good.
Long time
Do you know the biggest quandary of my birthday this year was actually, so what age am I actually talking? So for listeners that don't know, so here's an interesting perspective, but I would also love you to reach out, and it's age related. So again, some of us and some of our listeners may be like me and they're on life 2.0. What I want to know is, do you celebrate your old birthday or your new birthday? So the day you were originally born, or the day your heart was restarted, and do you count from the day you got your second chance as your new age, or do you count from the day you were originally born as a baby? Because technically both are true.
Yeah.
How's that for a bit of a mind shift flip?
That's an interesting one. I can't answer that because I just have one.
So I figure this year I'm 6.
Okay. That makes sense. Hey, I had a group I mentored last week when I was abroad, and I said to a couple of people, they were saying, how long have you been doing this? It was in a sporting environment. And I said, oh, look, I started a long time ago when I was about 25. That was about 10 years ago. And they just nodded their head they didn't even think about, I'm well and truly way past that age. But I just said with a serious look on my face, about 10 years ago when I was 25. And they didn't even bat an eyelid.
Age is an energy thing too.
Isn't that great? I wish
That's
I was
fantastic.
35 again, but yeah.
You can be.
You're right about that, because when my father was alive, he used to always say to me, in his mind, he feels 35. He died at 89. So he would say to me, I still feel 35 in his mind. And I get it now, because the older I get, and look, I'm nowhere near 89, but the older I get, I still feel quite young in my mind, in the way I see things. And there's a maturity with some things, and there's not a maturity with other things. There's still like a childlike fun and playfulness and sense of humour, and it's how you think about it yourself. It's your own mindset. And I now understand and get what my father used to say, and he would say that into his 80s, sometimes I feel I'm 35 years old.
Gets back to the saying that my grandma used to say, she goes, youth is wasted. Youth is wasted on the young.
Yeah. Because they don't realise the benefits of their age versus they look back when they're older and they see, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Realistically, I love that my kids will always be my kids, but I think 30 is actually a really great time to say you're now an adult, from the perspective that your experience from 0 to 30 sets you up for your life opportunities from 30 and beyond.
Yeah. So, LJ, what are you going to do, and how are you going to celebrate your special milestones, like when you turn 75 in a couple of years? How are you going to celebrate being...
Well, if
2 years to go.
Thank you so much. Well, actually, I'm only 6, so... Well, if I'm anything like my dad, and I hope I am, and I've inherited those good genes, he is still snow skiing, and I'm talking full-on senior slalom racing at the age of 70-something, 76. We got off the plane from Canada after being in Canada for a while, and he went skiing here in Australia, and he goes... Well, I got bored, so I decided to do some downhill slalom racing. I won. Like, he's one of those amazing people that embraces every opportunity in life, and he lives it to the fullest, because every day's a gift. That's why they call it the present.
He's doing pretty well, isn't he?
I'm really blessed that I've still got my dad.
Yeah, he's doing really well. He's a great guy. Great chat. Love the talk.
Have a chat.
Have a chat.
I say that with all the love in the world.
Is that a new surname of yours? LJ, have a chat?
Yep, pretty much.
No, great chat. Thanks for the chat. It's a good topic, and I know you and I and people we come across all the time, they focus on age. They talk about age, and I know that you do and I do. We always talk about it does not matter how old you are. You can start a new interest. You can take up a new hobby. You can do sport. Your dad's a great role model for this.
Yeah.
Age is just a number.
So for those at 84, this is an insight into my beautiful world. I've got to look forward to it. 84, my dad is still travelling, independently, driving, thrill-seeking, sailing his boat, runs twice a week, rides his bike every day, has an amazing social network. He's a fantastic cook, and he still hosts dinner parties with all of his younger friends. Yeah. And he's like a beautiful client of mine who was in her late 80s who did Meals on Wheels. She goes, I'm off to see the oldies today.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the mindset. So age is 100% a state of mind. So if I can leave you with a parting thought, why would you not want to live in heartbeats and create life experiences that thrill you, excite you, give you amazing memories, instead of just getting to a point where you decide to flatline before you're no longer around?
Yeah,
life
agree.
is to be lived.
Live it and love it and enjoy what you do. I 100% agree. It's awesome.
Thanks. Great topic, Dave.
Great chat. Thanks, LJ.
Hopefully that was enjoyable for most people, and I guess the challenge for this week is to find out how many different ways you can embrace whatever age you are, because there's always an upside. There's always a silver lining.
There's something great out there, always.
Always.
Thanks, LJ. And until next time, we will talk later on.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, it's LJ and Dave here. Thank you so much for listening to the latest podcast.
We love what we do, and we know you get something great out of each and every publication.
So don't forget to jump on the website, coachtalk.com.au. Leave us a message. Let us know what you're up to, what you're enjoying, what you're loving most, and what else you'd like to see us do.
You can also find all of our content on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Apple Music.
Coachtalk.com.au is the website. Coach Talk. We've got you.